Welcome back. I am theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. By now you know the drill. It's all about truth. They hide it, we find it. Let's get started.
So y'all, after 34 years of operating without one single fatal incident, Spirit Airlines is shutting down. Let me show you guys what's going on over here.
Coming to you live with a breaking news update right now. Spirit Airlines says it is shutting down operations effective immediately after talks with the Trump administration over a federal bailout ended with no deal. In a statement issued this morning, the company said in part, quote, "To our guests, all Spirit flights have been canceled and customer service no longer available. We are proud of the impact of our ultra low cost model on the industry over the last 34 years. Now, the airline had been hit extra hard recently with the surging jet fuel costs from the Iran war and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, adding $15 million more a week to its expenses. American Airlines, United Airlines, and Frontier have all said they will help Spirit customers impacted by the shutdown. Spirit Airlines had a fleet of 130 planes serving 70 destinations and employs 17,000 people.
See, y'all gotta see this is a much deeper thing, right? Because we live on a plane of existence. A plane represents the same thing, the plane of existence that we are on. This plane would be a vessel for spirit, hence the name Spirit, right? Well, this plane, this realm, this earth, as we know, is ascending. It's becoming a solar plane, meaning spirits, spiritual beings, or spirit beings, beings with spirits, won't be able to exist on this plane anymore. I've been telling you guys the NPCs are going to start shutting down. You guys are seeing it everywhere, right? This realm has changed. Y'all noticed that, right? The souls are different. People are different, right? People seem lifeless. The spirits are going away. The spirit realm is going away. The spirit plane is going away. This is turning into a solar frequency planet now. Plasma beings, light beings now, bro. It's a whole new world coming into this realm. This is why it was the whole Iran thing that caused them to shut down, because they're running away. The time is here. The shift is here. I've been telling you guys. But let me know what you guys think about this video, man. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it.
I haven't seen airlines fail. I've been here for enough time. I've been on this planet since before AI, the internet, or even cell phones. And you just don't see airlines shut down. That leads me to believe that there's a deeper meaning. And when it gets spiritual and planes and things like that, it lines up. And it's not my fault. It's not anyone's fault. We're not looking for crazy things to believe in. They're just not giving us anything real to believe in. So we have to put the dots together. We have to connect them. And unfortunately, it always equals to be something far deeper than what they're showing us. And we all know there is different planes. There is a dark side. This is not the only way to live.
Ed, why did you say if? Why did you say an if though?
Because
it's in the file.
wake up. Because if you don't say allegedly, my opinion, or if, you're gonna get fucking sued or die. So you should say like I'm saying it.
Oh, allegedly. Okay.
There you go.
I mean, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
And I'm just giving you advice because Rock Nation gave me that secret. If, allegedly, opinion. Use those three always, even if it's a fact.
Wait. You said who gave you that advice?
When I did my deposition with Megan Thee Stallion when she was suing me, I finished my deposition. They're like, you know what? I like you. You're a nice Jewish kid. Next time when you're saying shit online, just say allegedly or in my opinion, and you're good.
Who said that?
Rock Nation lawyer. He told me.
Certain people you just don't mess with. Certain celebrities, you can just show their image and things will happen. Things that don't happen usually. Even just streaming. There's a video that I used the same celebrity's face on the thumbnail and it didn't do very well. Not as well as the other ones. I really feel like some of these celebrities are so big that they have a hold on everything. And if you so much as utter their name, bad things will happen. And this is one of them.
I'm Christy Nicola. I was the subject in radiation as well as mind control and drug experiments performed by a man I knew as Dr. Green. And Donald Richard Ebner, my natural father, was involved with Dr. Green in the experiments. Dr. Green performed radiation experiments on me in 1970. All these experiments were performed on me in conjunction with mind control techniques and drugs in Tucson, Arizona. Dr. Green was using me mostly as a mind control subject. His objective was to gain control of my mind and train me to be a spy assassin. The first significant memory took place at Kansas City University in 1966. I was in what looked like a laboratory and there seemed to be other children. I was strapped down, naked, spread eagle, on a table, on my back. Dr. Green had electrodes on my body, including my head. He used what looked like an overhead projector and repeatedly said he was burning different images into my brain while a red light flashed aimed at my forehead. In between each sequence, he used electric shock on my body and told me to go deeper and deeper, while repeating each image would go deeper into my brain, and I would do whatever he told me to do. I felt drugged because he had given me a shot before he started the procedure. When it was over, he gave me another shot. The next thing I remember, I was with my grandparents again in Tucson, Arizona. I was 4 years old.
Now I ask you, is this too far-fetched to believe? Not just the fact that they're using children to try to finesse ultra soldiers or assassins later on, but the fact that they don't have to steal them. There are parents who will offer their children up. That's what I'm talking about. It's not just them. We help them far more than we want to give ourselves credit for. It's not just them. They can't do it without us. And we do help, myself included. I fall for it just like you all do. And I try to do better each and every day. I try to just be a little bit better than I was the day before. But it's getting difficult because this world is full of the distractions. It is full of everything to the point you really can't escape anymore. Just do your best.
How much did you pay for your first house?
$18,000 with 17 acres.
What year?
1989. When I was a kid, cars were thousands of dollars. A brand new car, like, I don't know, $5,000. I remember seeing ads. Houses were probably, what, 10, 20,000 when I was a kid. A dollar used to actually be worth something. But what happened? You know what happened in 1913? Federal Reserve. Look at a dollar bill. Federal Reserve note. Okay? Who's Federal Reserve? This is their money. Right? Who are they? Are they feds? Are they part of the government? Are they a private organization? Are they run by banksters out of Europe? Look back in 1913. See what happened.
I'm gonna look into it. We got to say.
Look at the money. Look up Federal Reserve. It's on your dollar bill. What does it mean? Who is it? Who started it? Are they us? Are they the U.S. government? Or are they something else?
I think we tend to forget that there was a time not too far long ago, not in the big scheme of things, we're talking 30, 40 years ago, where almost every household was a single income household. And it didn't matter whether the head of the household, the father, the man, the husband, it didn't matter whether he was a doctor, a lawyer, or a janitor, or some kind of store clerk. Everybody would go to work, come home. The children were taken care of. They owned homes. They had at least one car, if not two. They took vacations. And it didn't matter what you did for a living. Life was still affordable. And then something happened. Something switched. And it's too big to ignore, because even with two incomes, you can put the children to work too. You still are fighting and have to budget to make ends meet unless you're on that upper spectrum of income. And we're talking about college kids with degrees that can't even find work. So it's not better, it's worse. And how is it worse when there's far more money out here?
Rothschild, Rockefeller, Medici, the families everyone has a theory about. Most of the theories are distractions. But there is one real pattern they share, and it is the most valuable principle in finance nobody is teaching you. In the late 1700s, Mayer Rothschild did something simple. He sent his 5 sons to 5 different European capitals: Frankfurt, London, Paris, Vienna, Naples. No matter which country went to war, which currency collapsed, which king fell, at least 4 of the 5 branches survived. The Medici had done the same a century earlier across Italian city-states. Rockefeller did it a century later across American industries. The names change. The principle does not.
Yeah, it's the birth of that old cliche, get in on the ground floor. These are the families that got in when this great country was being built, when the fundamentals were happening, when we were laying the bricks, the foundation. They got in, and they made sure they installed themselves in every aspect of every part that was important. And that's why these names still strike fear in the heart of anyone who hears them. Because if those families have anything to do with you, you messed up. Period.
Scary things hidden in photos. Just a normal photo. Who's that? Just a normal photo. Who's that? Just a normal photo. What's 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 that? Just some kids in a group photo? Who's that?
One of the biggest reasons I don't like to take pictures, because someone or something is always photobombing. I'm not with that. If I take the picture alone and I go back and look at the picture, I expect to be alone. That is not the case anymore. So what do? I stop taking pictures. Real simple. Now I don't have to worry about what's that or who's that.
What if I can tell you that everything you want, everything you dream about already exists in the quantum field, but we are all programmed to be realistic and not dream and just work and work and work and work and eventually you get it. That's not how the universe works. You have to broadcast, your emotions have to align, because you're technically just a huge magnet. So everything you dream of, everything you want is already in the quantum field, just waiting for you to broadcast it and ask the universe for. So always dream big and always remember that everything you want is in the quantum field waiting for you.
This is why it's hard to take the school system serious. Because if they would just teach this for a good 1 to 3 years while they're young, and only this, it's all downhill from there. There's no need for college, there's no need for high school, there's no need for any of that. Why? Because our technology will take care of that. If they have questions, you go online, you find the answer. But you don't need to teach them math, you don't need to teach them letters. What you need to do is teach them how to live. Not how to survive, how to live. Teach them this, not all of that. It's a joke, and they could do better, but they're not trying to wake people up. They're trying to keep them sleeping.
fuck just happened, guys? It broke my fucking light bulb. That happened a few hours ago, guys. A lot of people in the comments say my videos are green screen or AI. That can easily be proved. The plant leaves are green and there's green objects on the table. They would have disappeared if it was green screen. Also, I can prove my videos are not AI. You can go online and put a video on and it will tell you if AI is detected. AI will never be detected on my videos. Also, when you upload a video on TikTok, you need to say if it's AI, because if it's not, TikTok take it down. So the armchair debunkers need to come up with something better, guys, because it's not green screen, it's not AI, so it has to be real.
I don't care what explanation you give to me. The fact that you are sitting there on the sofa with your feet cocked up, chilling, speaking clearly about how this video is real makes the entire thing sus to me. Because I would be sitting there with a shaky cup of coffee. You all won't believe no. I would be terrified if something just showed up and hit me in the back of my head with a ball. I'm not gonna go in there and try to prove to you all that it's not AI. After I finish moving all of my stuff out, then I will confide in you all that I am scared to death and somebody please help. That's how you do that. So if it is real, then dude has nerves of steel. But come on.
If the sun is in space, why is there light on Earth, but no light in space? Why don't we see it lighting everything up like a giant room? Listen closely, because by the end, you'll see this question in a way most people never do. We're told the sun is a huge ball of fire, floating in space, shining light in all directions. That sounds clear. But when astronauts show videos from space, everything around them looks black. No glowing light everywhere, no bright background, just darkness. Now think about this. If you turn on a flashlight in a dark room, the light spreads. You see it, you feel it, it fills the space. So why doesn't sunlight do the same thing in space? And wait, it gets stranger. When you stand on Earth, everything is lit up. Trees, cars, buildings, your face, all bright. But step outside the atmosphere in those videos, and suddenly it's like the light disappears, unless it hits something. So where is the light actually going? This is where things start to feel confusing, honestly. Because if light is everywhere, space shouldn't look like a black void. It should be glowing, at least a little, but it doesn't. And that creates a gap between what we're told and what we see. Here's the part most people skip. If your understanding of light doesn't match what your eyes see, then something isn't fully explained. Either we are missing a piece, or we've accepted a story without asking deeper questions. And that matters more than you think, because once you notice this, you start seeing other things differently. The sky, the horizon, even how light behaves during sunrise and sunset. If this made you pause for even a second, good. That pause is your mind doing what it was built to do. Question things. Most people scroll right past moments like this. You didn't. Stay with us, because the next video takes another everyday thing you've seen your whole life and asks the question nobody around you ever bothered to ask.
I have asked this question before. Never out loud, because I'm sure there's some scientific explanation that's going to say this absorbs that and light doesn't do this. And unfortunately, I don't have time to go to school for 20 years to become an expert to sit there and debunk everything before they sit there and use it against me. But I always wondered how come it's hot as hell here, but you go in space and it's always dark. So the light just a direct beam just to Earth. I don't know. Somebody shed some light. There's been 3 or 4 subjects where I've had people come in and comment and straighten it out for me. And I appreciate it. I don't know everything. I'm just commenting and reacting.
Black mirrors were used to contact spirits, and we use them every single day. They were called scrying mirrors. Scry became screen. When you are praying, you are trying to cast a spell to change reality with your words. The word abracadabra translates to I will create with my words. This is why we call it spelling. It's a spell. Birthday rituals are making you age quicker. When we say how old are you, we are tricking our subconscious mind that we are old. When you jinx something, this is a jinn, which is an invisible creature within the astral planes.
I understand the black screens because that's what's on our phones. And I already told you can't have my phone. I need it. It's one of my things that they got me. I can't function without it. So you can't have my phone. But the rest of it, I totally agree. Especially the birthdays. I don't celebrate birthdays. Yes, I know my chronological age, but I focus on my biological age. And I can assure you that my biological age is far less than my chronological age. I've focused on it my entire life. I suggest you do the same. Do not let them mind control you and force you to get old. You don't have to. I know that sounds crazy, but you don't have to. So don't.
The biggest cover-up, frankly, is in the big breakthroughs in transdimensional physics and the science of consciousness. That's the biggest one, bigger than the free energy, bigger than the anti-gravity. But many of these civilizations are specifically interested in the conscious universe so that we can understand their way of living, their travel, their communication, their paradigm. And that's why the big science is the science of consciousness. The next 1,000 years is going to be all about the development of higher states of consciousness, but also the applications of consciousness in science and communication and healing. I call this the lost century. There's a century of evolution on this planet that has been sidelined into the gutter of endless war and ignorance and cover-ups. Our spirituality and social development has lagged way below our technological abilities to destroy the planet and be a threat to other worlds. And these civilizations know that. So that's sort of the big picture.
That's pretty much us in a nutshell. We're so smart that we're dumb. We know so much that we're dangerous, and we have no knowledge of how to use the power that we have. But we still want every bit of power we're supposed to have. This is a dangerous combination, and we don't have the patience. They've taken away the lifespan, and we all feel like we're racing against some kind of clock. So we kind of rush through things, which causes us to make a lot of mistakes, unnecessary mistakes. Hence, hindsight 2020. It's because we don't have time to think twice. We have to react. So he's right. The next one is going to be focusing inside our heads, because they've already blurred the lines externally as much as they possibly can. Anything can be created by AI, so we can't believe anything we see. And that's been the focus of what we use. Nothing of what you hear, half of what you see. And now we can't trust what we see. That kind of makes us float through this thing blind. So we gotta stay focused. We all know that TV, movies, they mimic real life. And the concept of trapping us in a dome that we originally do not know about is timeless. They've been doing it for so long. So where did that concept come from? They didn't just make it up. And then you take our moon landings and space exploration and put it on top of that, and it just makes too much sense. The only thing that helps me sleep at night is in every last one of these movies, they always find out. The dome never stays a secret. We always find it. Just like we will here.
So you're telling me the ocean is actually the true outer space, and the idea of an ocean floor is a lie?
There was this eccentric engineer, Dr. Victor Halden, right? He was obsessed with the belief that the seabed didn't exist, that it was all a massive cover story. A few years back, he built this outrageous deep-sea vessel. We're talking about a hull crafted from some advanced pressure warping alloy tech that supposedly isn't even documented anywhere. The man was completely driven. He believed the deepest trenches weren't simply uncharted, they were deliberately concealed. So he descends into the Mariana Trench, equipped with scanners, live broadcast systems, and experimental detection gear. The further down he went, the more unnatural things became. Down there, he didn't encounter fish or coral, nothing recognized by marine science. He saw drifting shapes, entities moving like smoke beneath the water. And instead of reaching a sea floor, there was no bottom at all, just a twisting void dragging endlessly downward. And Halden didn't turn back, he pushed straight into it. When he finally came back up, he claimed this wasn't Earth anymore.
From the things I've seen deep within the waters so far, not hard to believe. The deeper you go, the weirder things get. And it's already been documented that there are things down there that don't even abide by the laws of physics that we have here. That should tell you something. It's mighty funny that going up seems to be very, very difficult. But down is easy. As soon as you go into the water, all you gotta do is stop trying to swim, and down you go. But down never seems to end. Never. Which means, which one is space? The one they're creating up there, or the one that's really down here?
In 2013, former DARPA director Regina Dugan went on stage and casually showed off an electronic tattoo.
And it has an antenna and some sensors embedded in it.
No passwords, no fobs, just a signal pulsing beneath your skin.
Tattoo that could be used for authentication.
But when the key is your body, what happens when the lock changes? They don't need to convince you. They just need to program the next generation.
10 to 20-year-olds don't want to wear a watch on their wrist, but you can be sure that they'll be far more interested in wearing an electronic tattoo, if only to piss off their parents.
First, they'll brand your skin, then they'll rewire your biology.
So I take a vitamin every morning. What if I could take vitamin authentication? It means that my arms are like wires, my hands are like alligator clips. When I touch my phone, my computer, my door, my car, I'm authenticated. What this means is that that becomes my first superpower. I really want this superpower.
They'll sell you your own enslavement, one upgrade at a time.
Yeah, nah. Nice pitch, but no. I'll pull my little card out and swipe it. I don't need a skin tattoo. And I have plenty of tattoos. I love tattoos. But no thank you. I'll keep my cash. I'll swipe my card. I'll enter my PIN manually. That's enough convenience for me. I don't need to be authenticated every time I touch something. I don't need my arms to be wires. That's crazy. But they're gonna find a way. It's what they want. They control robots, don't they? What better way to control you than make you one?
An M16. And I said, why would we want to take an M16 down there? He said, you find out when you get there. I said, you can't give us any more information than that? He said, I don't know. I really don't know. And I felt that he was sincere there, that he didn't know. I said, well, who would we find out? Who would we talk to? So he said, well, the chief of security police. So I went to the chief of security police, who was at the time a major, and I asked the major, I said, we want to go down to Urania. He said, I need to send some troops down there with you. I said, why? What's going on down there? He said, we really don't know. I said, you want to tell me in straight words what you're talking about? He said, he looked around the room. He said, let's go into the other room. So we went in the back room. It was like a supply room. He sat down, and he looked down on the floor, and he kind of looked around. He said, there's aliens living in that mountain. I said, extraterrestrial aliens? Yep. I said, that's why the mountain opens. Shakes his head. I said, so what are we going to find when we go down there? He said, we only went down there once, and we never went back. So I said, you went down there, you climbed the mountain? He said, no. There's a tunnel. The old uranium mine is there, and there's a tunnel that leads the old mine shaft. We had built that, the test site built that for a testing area. They were going to test lasers in it. And when they got a certain point into the mountain, about a mile in, they realized there were visitors there. And this is what he's telling us. So we got out of there. So I said, the United States Air Force, the United States Army is pulling out of a place that you saying, did you actually see him? He said, no, I never saw him. So I said, I want to go down there. So I got a couple agents, and there was a security detail of 12 to 15 of them, I believe, security police. And they were armed. I didn't take an M16. We didn't take it. We had them, but I was trained in them, but I didn't take them. I had my handgun.
Plus you had the whole crew.
Yeah, plus those guys are going to protect us. At least I hope. So we went down there, we walked in. I mean, we went in, and they had erected a huge vault door because of what they found inside. And there was combination locks and so forth, and it took some time for it to get the big vault door open. And the security guys go, there it is. I said, well, you guys.
That's what being inquisitive gets you. Sometimes you end up on somebody else's front door. I don't think we're the first ones here. I don't think we're the only ones here. I don't believe that the people who are here or the things that are here other than us are unbeknownst to all of us. I feel like some of us know what's here. Again, Antarctica in of itself is just an anomaly. The world doesn't agree on anything, yet it agrees on this one thing. And it just doesn't make any sense. But time is always on our side, generation after generation. We figure out more. We get more technology to use. We figure them out more. Eventually, one of these generations are going to crack the code, and the BS will be over. Until then, it's going to be me and you and me, looking through these videos, trying to figure out some truth. All right? Another one is down. I appreciate all the love and support. I am theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories, and I'm out.